Alright, today we're working on a 2006 Chevy 2500 HD Duramax, and we're doing a gearbox. I did just rebuild the entire front end, but this is all I'm going to show you for today. So, for the gearbox, first thing you're going to do is remove this wheel well. Then, you're going to change your mind and lock the steering wheel with a seatbelt. Make sure the wheels are steered ahead. Get it as tight as you can. This is the steering shaft right here. As you can see, it's got a little swivel joint here. It's going to be an 11 millimeter. Some years and models may differ, but it's about what it is. So once you struggle with that, the intercooler pipe in the way, you can take it out, but I'm not gonna. I took a pry bar on that nut this way, and I hit it with a hammer up. So it's got to come out of this little shaft over here, and as you see, it's flat on two surfaces, and it's got a beveled edge for the bolt to go through. So it only goes on one way. Some different makes and models, they have more splines where you can mess it up, but this one looks pretty foolproof. So next you're going to get yourself a 3/4 inch wrench. Could be metric, but 3/4 works for me. And you're going to take this nut off first. You will not be able to see the nut. It will look as shows. So once you get that up on in there, you're going to have to just quarter turn at a time. It's not going to be too terribly tight, but when you're getting through, if you look, there's a little O-ring up on there. Now, I already got these loose because it's painstakingly slow. But if you look, let me adjust the light. And the other one has one too. Now, if we go over this Master Pro box here, you'll see on the edge, they come included. So that's very, very fun. So these three bolts right here, that one, and that one, hold the main body in. So after you're done with that, this is a 6.6, so this sway bar is going to be in your way. So take the 10 millimeters out of both ends, and usually they're 14 millimeters sitting up top here, like so. And you'll have your sway bar end link here that you have to remove. So once you get that removed, you can just let it hang. You can take out the other side if you want, but it's not really going to hurt anything. As you can see, I just did the lower ball joint, the axle, the upper control arm, and caster bolts. So anyways, once you get in here, that's your gearbox. You're going to want to take the cotter key out of there. Hold on. You're going to want to take the cotter key out of there. This is the Pitman arm and the nut. Forgot what size it is. Figured out. It's not that hard. Then you're going to want a big ass wrench for that. Break it free. And then pretty much you got to break this Pitman arm off of this steering shaft here. And that's the difficult part. You might want to get yourself a pick a fork, because you can't really get a hammer up in there. And we'll see what it looks like when it's out. Okay, now as you can see, I left this on. I like to, because usually I'll take an impact here, get it off, especially because you need a Pitman arm puller to get this off. I'll show you that in a minute. This bar right here adds some flex to it. You're probably supposed to take this off and this off, which is just a matter of time and cotter keys, but I don't feel like doing that, so I tilted it up and out. And speed is the name of the game here. So as you can see, this is your steering shaft, and those are your lines. I'm going to go ahead and replace these O-rings right now because I'm not going to have enough room later once the gearbox is back in. And I got the Pitman arm puller on there with an 18mm. Now you can usually rent these at parts stores. You may have to cock it or twist it one way or the other. Once you got it, you should probably have the gun facing the right way. Okay, we're back set up. So once your gun's facing the right way, it comes right off. I don't recommend doing that, but that would be the best way to get it off. Now these are keyed, so you're going to want to pay attention to that. It says 3 keyways. 1, 2, 3. And once you get it tore down, you're going to want to make sure that everything matches up. Everything. They look identical. That's good. That's what you want. And once you're done, you're going to want to wipe this off and then set it on there and then run it down with an impact. You want that really tight. As you can see, I put some blue Loctite on it. These are beveled splines, so you want to get that as tight as possible. You do not want this falling off. This is your entire steering control. And it will be kind of okay if there's a difference in spacing, because there's a difference in thickness. Now, when you get the new O-rings, you want to match them up, make sure they're the right size, thickness. The old ones will be flat and a little deteriorated, so just make sure they're close. Do not forget to install the new O-rings, otherwise you will have quite a bit of leak. Now on the Fords you could do that when the gearbox is in, but this is a Chevy, so nothing is easy. Anyways, that's what I got. So anyways, you want to make sure these bolts are extremely tight. Again, this is holding on your entire steering gear. So once you get it up on in there, you're going to want to blue Loctite them bolts. At least you might not want to, but I do. I don't want this thing falling out. See, I got it up in there. I'm not going to Loctite that because it's got a cotter key. Do not forget the cotter key. And, well, that about wraps it up. You just put it all back together in reverse order if you got this far. So, yeah, have a good one. And have fun doing the gearbox on a Chevy 2500 6.6.